Citizen have just released their brand new Tsuyosa 60, and as a proud owner of pretty much all of the other versions, I might have to admit that this might be the very best they have done to date. And in this video, we will see why that is. Hi everybody, I'm Olivier, welcome to Horologique. Today we're gonna do one of my favorite videos because I love it when we talk about Citizens. I especially love the Tsuyosa. As you can see, as I have said, I have got most of the models already. In this video, we will see the difference between this brand new Tsuyosa 60 and the older versions, what changes, what remains the same, and why this is an excellent release. And this is what this channel is about, getting the best watches at the best prices. This Tsuyosa is just around 360 or 370 euros here in Europe. These ones are going even for less. That is what we specialize in here, the best value for money. If that is your kind of thing, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so, or to like the video. Let's go right away, and we will start by quickly talking about what does not change. So the dimensions are exactly the same that the very first Tsuyosa released, so 40 millimeters in diameter by 11.8 millimeters in height by 44.8 in log to log. Only the end link to end link is slightly larger at 49.3, up from 49 on the classic 40 model. The general layout remains the same as well. The integrated bracelet, of course. The hands and indices also remain the same. Now, that's about it, because many other things will change. We have never seen this dial before. The dial is different from all the previous versions. The movement is brand new for the Tsuyosa lineup as well. And of course, this Jubilee bracelet that they're starting in this version. And last but not least, the 8310 movement, which is a clear improvement from their quite basic 82 on the classic 40mm version. Citizen knows that, and that is why they have called this one the Tsuyosa 60. Let's start by the different versions of this one, and they went really classic and really bold with this one. I went really classic, as you can see, with the black charcoal dial, which is okay because it plays a lot with light once you have it on your wrist. But they've got a version with a green dial and bicolor accents on the bracelet and case, actually, which gives a lot of 80s vibes. I almost went for that one, but I chickened out at the last minute because it's a little bit too much for my taste. And if you want to go full bling, there's another version with a blue dial and a totally gold bracelet and case. Once again, I went the classic route. Even though we have this guilloche dial, that is not completely new, because it is something that we already saw on the small seconds from around a year and a half, 2 years ago. Only that here, of course, you do not have the small seconds, but once again, you've got that 3 o'clock date window, and some may not like these, that Cyclops. Sapphire crystal in here as usual, that does not change. What changes though on the dial, and that might be a little bit harder to spot for some, is the lume. The lume, as you can see in here, is a little bit slightly more potent on the indices and significantly more potent and long-lasting on the hands, which is where you actually want it to last. Last thing on the case, you of course have that crown that pops out slightly more than it did on the classic 40 version, in line with what was done in the small seconds and even in the 37. But let's go to the feature that changes quite a bit, that bracelet. As you can see, it is the first time that Citizen try this Jubilee style bracelet in here. It is well done. It is pretty much the same bracelet than on the classic first version. They have only replaced the middle links by 3 independent middle links, and that is important. This is a true Jubilee bracelet with 5 independent links. They didn't skimp on that, and that is great to see. Like in the small seconds, we've got a butterfly clasp in here with solid elements, and that leads us to talk about the movement. And this is the novelty here. You've got the 8310 with 60 hours of power reserve and a way better decoration than the one on the classic 40. By looking at it, it does not have pretty much any difference to the 8322 used in the small seconds. The difference will be the fact that this one has a small seconds and this one has the date window. And as you can see in the time grapher, at least the version that I have is doing pretty okay, going between +5 and +8 seconds per day of deviation, which is really good for this kind of quite basic Miura 8 series movements. So why do I believe it is the best Tsuyosa to date? Well, first of all, because it improves in pretty much every respect compared to the first version. You've got a better movement, longer power reserve, better lume, a better bracelet, and a better clasp. It is more expensive, of course, but it will go down in price. Here in Europe, you gotta get your reviews at around 300, 310, which is at around the price at which the small seconds has settled. In the USA, they're a bit more expensive though. People might complain, myself included, that the different versions that they have included here are not exactly crowd pleasers. I would have liked a little bit more pizzazz from this black version. I would have wanted that with a version in stainless steel with a blue dial, or maybe even a yellow or purple dial, anything that will be a little bit more crazy, in line with what they did with their other lines. But knowing Citizen, I am pretty certain that they will listen to the people's feedback and they will give us more variations. The important thing here is that they have started the variations in the case with the bicolor, and that is perfect. Some people will love that. Not myself, but I know that a lot of people will. The second big advantage is that movement. It is much less noisy than the very basic 82 series. It is much prettier to look at, and it gives you, of course, that big power reserve. And in my case, at least, it is much more accurate. Number 4, the lume. The lume is better in here, and that does make a difference at night, especially if you want to keep this watch as your daily, like many people do. And number 3, this bracelet. It is a clear upgrade from the presidential bracelet. It makes the whole package a little bit more comfortable to wear. I don't know why, but it just does. I believe there's a little bit less metal. Is this the perfect Tsuyosa? Of course not. To be the perfect one, not myself included, but from what I read on your comments, people would have wanted more than the standard 50 meter water resistance. With a sports watch like this, 100 meters is perfect, even to compete with the new Casio automatics and your PRXs. Citizen absolutely needs to do that. And of course give us more variation, but I am sure that they will do that really soon if people are loud enough about it. A lot of people will want this design to go into the 37mm as well, and that would be an excellent idea. Will it happen? I am sure that it might. Maybe not this year, maybe next year. I'm sure that Citizen is waiting to see how this one sells, and waiting to see, of course, once again on your feedback. But it is so refreshing to see a major watch company listen to the feedback of its customers. That is something that the Rolexes and even the Seikos of this world should really start doing. If you stayed until the end of this video, is because just like me, you love the Citizen Tsuyosa. So I'm gonna be leaving you here with all the other reviews of the Tsuyosas that I have made. I have made reviews of pretty much all of the others. I'm just like in the time slip. That one might come soon enough if you want me to, so do let me know if you want me to. Also, do let me know what you think about this watch. Would you get it? I'm gonna be seeing you really soon in the reviews of the other Tsuyosas. See you there.